ahwefo ne Ghanafo nyina enche ye bi enrada update a ye de ebremo efa the president of our land, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ho efa the fact nka woko PMO e Lincoln University a womo akanse we the honorary degree and as a doctorate na womo epese womo edema no empanifo se baby say no na baby ye esanse in the cancellation mist of president going to Lincoln to be awarded the honorary doctorate award no the first lady of Ghana, Her Excellency Lordina Dramani Mahama sabrede ade a wonu mom kwakopie mu wo United States esanse me no ka say the first lady of United States Mrs. Trump wa invite Mama Lordina to Nenchen ya sabrede amanfo chem say hey, how is this possible yin nyina wa ha eni hu say President John Dramani Mahama ye twa ne diem na ye twa ne diem a in less than some few hours no na chese Lordina Mahama na kwakopie mu wo ho na me ne wo ka say there is a briefing from the presidency communications wo mo de ensema betudwa as to what the first lady ekwakoye wo US Washington to be precise. Enti ushe screens na eso a you realize that the first lady ninsemu no that screen. So this is coming from presidency communication or the first lady in Washington for fostering the Future Together Summit. Into omo trema summit be koso Washington edin da so Future Together Summit. Into you say the Her Excellency Lordina Dramani Mahama is in Washington, D.C. at the invitation of the First Lady of the United States to attend the Fostering the Future Together Global Coalition Summit. Into omo trema sabrede the First Lady Lordina Mahama Washington DC based on the fact say the First Lady of US aton sa friend say dwumedi ekoso ayato din say fostering the Future Together Global Coalition Summit no wono nso empie mu wo ho ebi o say the 2-day summit conveyed by First Lady Melania Trump brings together first spouses from across the world to discuss strategies for a more secure and equitable digital future for children. Into womo etrema summit we no nam yenu na womo ede esi honoma wonipa woda no sa summit we ekoso no First Lady of the United States na etrimopo anase botaya etai sa summit we chi ene say First Lady sa womo ewo aman ahodo so ena wo boa wo nyina no se de be ye wo ba beka abomu ato afa adwene apɛ kwan bi a wo mo ebetimi ede abefo nimude atete omomma ene mofra eba no. Now we say Mrs. Mahama in a commitment statement ahead of the summit, stated that Ghana stands ready to ensure technology becomes a force for empowerment, not endangerment, for every child. Into a trema and someone Mama Lordina Mahama editudja ansampo obekwa kopie mu summit no ase ene say Ghana yedi yegina ho edema abefu nimde ene ade se ebehye mofra den na womatimi ato akoso aye niema ebeboa omo wa brabo menyese bia ede wo haw anase amanye ba beto emofra so. Or say our children's future is our shared moral duty and generational responsibility. Enti emofra dache no ni nyina asudie a eda wo mo empanimfo no so wo so mo bom homodene de ombetimi aye se de be ya wo mo dache ebegina brane na ayefe. Enti krata we efri Felix kwachi ofusu we kasamafo ede ema mampani na wasanso yesoafo a wo hwe aban enkomodie eso, that is government communication. Eno ena sabrede efri wo mo ho aba ye nyina ya hwemu akwakọ pensem mu a me no ka say de na chese Ghana ye First Lady Lordina Mahama de wakopie mu wo Washington DC a ni nyina invitation a efri the First Lady of US ho buy. Now and some way better odwane na amanfo chem say looking at the fact that the president is also in US, also other programs any idea sebe ebi kra no efa reparation ho eno aye hu so omo ye summit rift laying any idea in honor of ye na normal wo mo ego you through this transatlantic slave trade any idea no. Now so unfortunately one of the major events would have been so much joyous and beneficial to Ghana, no, which is the honorary award no omo a cancel. So there is a brief about and so I will just scan through it a bit. Na Osha I will say Lincoln University cancels honorary doctorate ceremony for President Mahama. Instead, also Lincoln University has announced the cancellation of a scheduled visit by President John Dramani Mahama, during which he was to be conferred with an honorary doctorate. Instead, nanke was Mahama yetimi ekoma no sa basobode no, and also Lincoln University for Chima womatwem because of a LGBT insensem. Yehwensem ni I would get to find out. Or say the renowned university had on March 19, 2026 announced that it would confer the honor of the president in recognition of his global leadership and service to reparative justice on March 26, 2026 at its campus. Intinanka echina enana womo edisa basobode no ebema mampani ewo Lincoln University. Lincoln University na enedin semwe betu dwa ewo March busumi mu ni de tosu dunkron meche 19th March eno mu de betu dwa se ompese omo bo na baso enam eye ne nisuade hunu se wo bepe eye atentene ene pepre ye de ama ebibiman aye de wo mo efa yakayaka die mu the western world de efe mu all because of slave trade any ade. Also, Lincoln University is proud to announce that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the 4th Republic of Ghana and the African Union's champion for advancing the cause of justice and the payment of reparation, will receive an honorary doctorate from the university on March 26, 2026. And no muchema. Mampeni osan ono ano san ye pani a woda African Union no ano based on that no wo gina so na wapre de ama bibiman the African continent said de be ya sebe eniema omudi ye fe mu ayakayaka de ni ade sebe ye hwemu a de o how kese aba beto most of the countries. So in terms of development, in terms of economic, any ade economy ni ade omuhu ne say eni so ade hu no amampani this ediesi ne ni so no ade into omo pese omo ebo na baso e was akwan no eso. Also this is coming in recognition of his outstanding contribution to public service, democratic governance, peaceful international and inter-African relationships, the global advocacy for justice, equality and education. Portions of the earlier statement read enti usha na chese ensem a efri wo mo ho ebaye no eno muchim se ye hwa ase ho a ni nyina eno makruche ede egu honom ede amayen based on the fact that mampani na yonkofa wone the other African countries no ewo and as well as the fact that there is a peaceful international relations and nso koso oboa ama democracy akoso ye ede ama omo. Now or say additionally President of the Lincoln University Brenda A. Allen described the conferral as deeply symbolic, noting the institution's historic ties to Ghana through its most famous alumnus Kwame Nkrumah. Enti ehwemwa yankasa ye mampani Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Apparently he is an alumni of the Lincoln University ebusia ono nso na neni so ade hunu ne se obeka ebibiman abomu na afei wama ebibiman igina brane, and it looks like it's the same value and President John Dramani Mahama say alumni enya say ni so ade hunu, and right now we are getting someone that is living that is also sharing the same value adenti and ayembono abaso. Now I say Lincoln University is deeply honored to welcome President John Dramani Mahama to our campus and to bestow upon him an honorary degree in recognition of his distinguished leadership, Dr. Allen said in the statement. However, in an update on its official official website, the institution stated that it has cancelled the president's visit, citing what it described as unforeseen circumstances for the decision. Due to unforeseen circumstances, the university is cancelling the visit from John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, originally scheduled for Thursday, March 26th. The update read, meanwhile, the cancelled event was expected to highlight Mahama's role in advancing reparatory justice globally. Into way any ensemo ebusian sabre de ebeto apono so a according to ensemo na e feeling comfort ho ne ba ne chese unforeseen circumstances ne ade but then ye duadua mu so na ye chem say it has a correlation or a link with LGBT ensemo a ekoso wo Ghana ye parliament a ye hwe say be pass bewa etia LGBT wo krodwema enti ye cancel mampani ne honorary doctorate award no wo Lincoln University pe, and we realize that your first lady Lordina Mahama, and so enya invite a free the first lady of the United States say womu nyina embra na womu enka womu humbom na fei womu entimi ento ato adwene a ebeboa ama yapre dache papa ama yemba. Now ebusia ebefri sa ensem we eso na yakwa akopie mu ewo ensem foforo eso dia sabre ya mene wo kase enche ye bi endra update ayede ebaye no. We talked about the fact that EU Sabri womuni Ghana ya call into partnership womo ebeboa the security of Ghana, and in view of that no more background no, they came prepared with equipment like drones, motorcycles and other nema ebeboa Ghana with regards to the security partnership ayene womoko ene EU for representative Kaja Kalas within Sembia Babetuja. Now which screens this one also don't be lured into Russia-Ukraine war. EU wants Ghana. It's just say I sign how do you call it, the partnership with them na just say o ma sha say boy kokono. Now EU in some more Kenyan say krodwem ha ye wono. We have some Ghanaian men and young people they've been signed on by the Russian government. Ukraine-Russia war. They are in the war front. And this issue, you can them in one of our updates. In view of that, your foreign affairs minister or Russia for they've spoken about the fact that they are going to look into it and do something about their recruiting Ghanaian youth into their armies to go and fight against Ukraine for. And in one of our subsequent updates, so we spoke about the fact that we've brought updates on some of Ghanaian nationals jina akun enimo ediama Russia ebikra de prisoners of war. And when you become a prisoner of war there say right now no Ukraine for prisoners of war there so you are in their custody. The only thing international law doesn't permit but then they would sanction you to jobs, labor jobs, any idea. Sabre de EU for say Ghana for yema ye ninda ho ema ye ma Russia for emfa good bid ni ade dada ye ema ye mbebunu nkojinejina komu emfa ma omo all in the name of trying to find jobs for ourselves. And to chema, we should be on our A game, we should be alert. We shouldn't open up based on some sweet talks, sweet opportunities, some sweet mekane say and near maybe omode ebeba be go akwemu just to follow them and go and fight, because at the end of the day when you become a prisoner of war, anything can happen to you. You can even be disabled and all that. But na other people from other countries. And so Ghana, we should be very, very vigilant. Said yentimi enkojina akwenim all in the name of job hunting and all that. And when say there our security partners womo catch Ghana mebunu say yema yeni and that was our no eso. Now In other issues no ube piemu ewo Ghana hanum say ya ewo tamale ene salarigo se savlelugu de akwaku abetodwa ene se Ghana police for wo mo bom homodin pa. They are really working hard because on your screens emrantie bako 77 ebusia edioson inson a sabre de ya che omo no bebusa say de empa no omo ye ya enu nti ya che omo no the Ghana Police Service for de update no aba ebusia womo atwetwe ensemu extensively what this young men edu wo ho akohyemu a enu nti sabre ya che womo. So this is the report coming from the Public Affairs Unit Regional Police Headquarters Temale ena eba inti ose police arrest 77 suspects and anti-drug operation in Tamale Savlugu. Inti usha na chese operation a omokoye about omo de nduboni ho adwuma no eno ama omachi enipa bako eduoson inso. Now yenhwe nsem ni mu ose the Northern Regional Police Command through its special operation team Red Maria has arrested 77 suspects during a special anti-drug operation conducted within the Tamale metropolis and the Savlugu municipality. And to omo trema operation a omo koye ewo Tamale ene Savlugu by womo team a from Red Maria no and ama omachi enipa ediosonson 77. Now say the operation took place on Monday the 23rd of March 2026 at about 09:30 p.m. It's enumere 9:30 and as adwumede we omo de hyehyɛ so comprised a team totaling 33 personnel. The arrest forms part of ongoing efforts by the Ghana police to clamp down on drug peddling and related criminal activities in the region. Into omo chema a police for omo de omo koye no omo ye aduasa miensa, that is 33. And in view of that no ene mo mutimi chase enipa ediosonson. And to think that we agency a Ghana police for ahye say wo pese wo mo edete nduboni ho dwumedie ewo northern region honom ene niema ekeka ho asebe ha adwene ewo manto no emu. O say during the operation several locations identified as hotspots for drug-related activities were targeted in Lamshegu. One suspect was arrested into omutrema womo ye omunhwehwemu kakra no mo ko hu se emiaye bia bi wo no ma hotspot ye ka hotspot na se samiaye no honom ena empempi no enubone ho adwuma no ekoso wo honom na baabi omo target ye Oselam Shegu na hono omuchi nipa baako ewo ho. Ose the team subsequently moved to Abuabu Market area where another suspect was apprehended with a powdered substance suspected to be cocaine. Into omufri onom no muko pie mu Abuabu Market ehon so omuchi onipa fofra omuko hu no se na ase powdered bibi ekra no mususu se cocaine. Ose further intelligence led to the arrest of an alleged supplier at Nobisco, although no incriminating items were found during the search of his residence. Into omufre onomono omudwedwe mu a no musanko pie bia ye friend say omko pie obi so a sebe edin omudinim Nobisco no omutrema wono ene nipa sebe indubone no was or the money sa emrantie we mu ewo honom ewom so omkoye no omhwehwe nifie ho ne ade so man hyeda nya bibi omudi begye engina so ede etia ne se asomesi ya ye chi ni no krese wodi ndubone ho ejuma. Now yetoa ensem no so a you realize that the Ghana Police Service worked extensively based on intelligence and womo ede eche sa emrantie we bit by bit from where they started from to Abuabo and then later womo ede called the subsequent places. Now Osha was acting on more intelligence, the team extended the operation to Savlugu where a major raid was conducted at a known drug peddling spot. A total of 74 additional suspects were arrested at the location. Into omuchema womo free honum no no bisco honum and womo sign dim said the make no intelligence led in someone womo de omo asototo from tie ne other informations omo nyinya ye free underground no omo de eche no mkopie mu e wo savlugu na savlugu honum no ho na enipa ni mu dodo na womo eche omo into the first person that womo I mean after the former arrest near the no the next people they arrested at Savlugu no omoye edioson N974, which shows a majority of the people were arrested there. Now I say exhibits retrieved during the operation include 7 motorbikes, 1 Toyota Camry vehicle, quantities of dried leaves suspected to be Indian hemp, and 10 sachets of tramadol. Enti hono eniama womo ekwaje anaso womo du yo mutsatimi kan no motorbikes bako enson ena Toyota Camry bako ena weed in haban yibi eno nso munya bebre pa ena afa tramadol eno nso munya sachets bako be 10. Now all suspects are currently in police custody assisting with investigations. They are being screened and those found culpable will be arraigned before court. Enti no ka say the echemu a nipa ye che wo mu ni nyina no ade asabre de wo mo ede wo mo akotwere police for akachi a wo mo nhwehwemu ede afa ensem no ho na chese wo nipa ye be hwehwemu ni ade a ye be hu se wo ho bon nsem ni mu bi no ye de ombekwa kopie mu wo court. O say the Northern Regional Police Command reiterates its commitment to combating drug-related offenses and ensuring public safety. The command also calls on the general public to support the police by providing timely and credible information to aid in the fight against crime. Into omuchema Northern Regional Police Command fire omadrin say the omonso betimi aye omafemu die bia said de beya induboni hu juma amanfo AD ewo Northern Region no ano ebe brase enti sabre de wo mu gine ko animu pa wo mu ye omu de omu nso betimi se de beya induboni hu jumedie no ano ebe brase ewo Northern Region honoma sabre de amanfo bomb penifo abaso nti wo sha Inspector Lukman Nildo Al Hassan ono ena regional PRO no no de ne nsa share sankrata we ase a ebaye enti sabre de ye hwe ba bia emrante edioson ya yache wo mu wo mu nsem de bekwa koduro ye be screening ete de bia yetimi ekoye raiding anase operation ne acheche ebia innocent people e de afrafra mu ni ade enti a police for chema they are still vetting and screening them wo mu wie bibia wo mu a wo ho bon nsem ni mu mu difo e wa asem ni mu no ye de ombekwa kopie mu e wo court no mu ni mu hwe nso no wo mu ebejai wo mu ama wo mu akọ. And so Ghana police is working entirely to end and combat drug peddling wo Ghana hanum say manto ahodo no nyina emu. Now young consem for so sabre there is a conversation koso say on the internet. I mean entwa wasum dia ende ebetwa wasum wo Pinaxtv, because as it stands now there are conversation that NDC is looking at cancelling the free SHS any ade wo Ghana and it is based on nsembia Yera Musa Dakwa de ababeto embonten so. And on your screen so see 54% of Ghanaians between the ages of 22 to 25 think Mahama's sanitary pad policy is better than free SHS. And him say President John Dramani Mahama, one of the policies that he's pushing very hard in Ghana as it stands now the distribution of free sanitary pads to normal Emma senior high schools any ade. Na Yera Musa Dakwa the executive director at the Global Info Analytics at the ababeto just said I mean this is a man that has been operating and doing a lot of research any ade based on elections results be election be bekoso biano or the predictions and I say the results eba. And when you share and someone or kana not just say he's trying to talk about the fact that as it stands now NPP4 womo free SHS it was introduced by president former Nana Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo, comparing it to free sanitary pad policy a share no or no one say amafo edi mfinsha eduonum mienu, that is 22 to eduonum enum 55 no wo mo ye research sim bonten so didi nkomo no amafo chem say se the free SHS ni si ho na ye de free sanitary pad sharing ni si wo ombefa pad no no mo jai free SHS no eno na amafo chem say ene say they are there so mo kan say dey na chese amafo with their intentions and understanding maybe the sanitary pad policy is better than free SHS there ene ye ntwa free SHS ni mo ni emphasize sika no share the sharing of the sanitary pad ni mo asabe there aba be a whole lot of conversation ebi so say they don't really agree with this researcher Efri Musa Dakwa, because tell us why you tell us a free SHS fees are a betua any buying of sanitary pad people will choose the buying the sanitary pad over the free SHS and also well, you can share your view about that in the comment section, but this is what Musa Dankwa Eka are raising a whole lot of conversations on this issue. But still on Musa Dankwa, he's made some predictions about the new patriotic party. Well, we are done with their policy, which is the free SHS. Now, coming to the party as a whole, no Musa Dakwa ne research analytics be our diabetes mountains. We say MPP amanyoko no, it is declining in a year popularity. Not just say MPP amanyoko in Ghana, the whole 16 regions. No, the party is no longer popular as we know. And on your screens, or same. Regional party affiliations, MPP must rethink about its strategy nationwide, but more so in the Ashanti region. The data is a wake-up call. Into way and sema Musa Dakwa edibetu jana chese ochema se no uko eye manto ahodo na MPP say wo mo ahoden abafem na wo ahoden na abafem ne de eye atete na ha adwene pa eye wo mo stronghold a ye nyina ye nim as the Ashanti region. Enti was stress MPP for se bibi wo no ma mo be ye nim anim ya no mo nha ase enye before it is too late. Enye sa ebe ha adwene. Enti wo hwa ne chart a wo de etu dwa na o se regional party affiliation March 2026. Enti this is based on the current month ye wo mu say, and if we are scanning through the charter what they atu jana wa mark some with colors, yes, and we share the colors now one matching now you realize that red is standing for undisclosed, not to say ebinu honoma. When they went to them, no, these are people that they didn't really disclose. I'm supporting MPP or I am supporting NDC based on what Musa Dakwa is saying. And then the blue ne wahonom no others ne enkophobia so no, they are really not knowing their stand. Say bia waha anase waha, but the undisclosed they know, but they don't want to say it. And yellow no you can say UP, that is the United Party, which is Alan Tremantin the party no. And we have mauve also there, and we have green to be NDC, and we have the blue to be MPP. And so we shall Ashanti region based on the polls if we Musa Dakwa Ahafo regional. We shall based on the poll that is coming out. That means that NDC is more popular with 45% than MPP. MPP is just 23%. And then Alan 0%. Yes, oh no, he's not even popular there. And the undisclosed no, and the next, which is the 11%. Now, Oko Ashanti region, which he made as a pinpoint there now. Now, or patches in Ashanti region, MPP is popular though just by 34%, and NDC is really close with 30%, which Osha, it is not enough. They need to re-strategize in that region to help them. When you come to Bronga Bono region, the same thing. NDC is leading with 46%. MPP is 23%. Central region, very, that means when you share all the regions, glancing through clearly, you realize that aside the Ashanti region, which is even a very small margin between the MPP and the NDC, NDC is very popular in almost all the regions. In fact, all the regions, with the exception of the Ashanti region, which is not even strong enough to compete between MPP and the NDC. Nti ano, and as I the Musada kwa edi abeto mountain so akriti a whole lot of conversation assistance now, and people are saying say, hey, if this is what it is, how is 2028 going to be for a year the new patriotic party? So this is the graph that is coming from a year Musada kwa the executive CEO for Global Info Analytics, and this is a research organization with a lot of elections akosonom. They have come out with their prediction on this. Now, there is a video Sabri and also Ababe Kayensa just after Musada kwa de and same way ebetuja about the NPP popularity declining. No, there is a very stout young lady one of the say through thick and thin she's always backing the new patriotic party. Now, we're making some claims and assertions about the NDC. Who say NDCs are making jokes out of Ghanaians. Yebe koni akwakutie ensemwa ebaye on that. Yebe to ankomo chichene so edi amao.
Yeah, me yan say fuel prices now must say a world market no mean tia say nti omunim say yeah me yan say fuel prices now must say a world market no mean tia say nti omunim say world market to me fuel so no omudi we no blessings no ni we na edema ya papa don man na omunim say on to me fuel so ti say na fuel na eba so de nyon no but say e ko from there you no na oye me say boba this is the reset. I feel 14 e ko 15.
That's for petrol and a diesel.
Diesel only 16. Boba because even though person fuel prices no ba afford now, so transportation no the same prices. And I feel yasabe tumudie and they be one sa and this year they have nothing good for us.
Over registering.
Like some say a waste of time. MPP time a waste of time. If that Ghana card no kwa the year no, I'm say a waste of time. Le ban say ade a condemn me and what say in negro. What be that? Does it make sense? And make it sense. Ade a condemn me. What's up position? A person say opposition na mo no mo kasa keke. Mo kasa mo ho mo run say like you guys talk a lot but mo ba ha mo show action. Mo show action ba ku say the mo can say mo be mo say a waste of time but after mo ba so mo say mo be bi. It's a patch say the papa. Come to move follow your footsteps.
Abusia, that is she done popularly known on TikTok, and this is a lady why you're so much invested in the new patriotic party. We share campaign Odwa MPP for in 2024 near there she going to Samira Baumia's office, and she's made a lot of appearances with NPP gatherings. What you say right now we are talking about economic growth, and people are anticipating say the NDCs are doing well with the dollar full near there, but I say with time no you say full aquafem but nan saying as a price na pick it up in kitty and no jemu say fuel prices now no we are attributing it to global prices now so drew MPP for time no mo say Bawumia ene Ekufuado and atutum now so Mahama de Mutia say global prices and affect the fuel prices near there. So this shows that the MPP has really worked over time. No, now so as a Ghana for or more appreciate the works of the NPP, and now so say ebia NDC for no they were trying to make some claims and assertions and all that about in some way. So this is what she done. What they atom bonten so to her ne there when say Ghanaians have not been fair and NDCs have not been truthful to Ghana for adenti no monka say prices no kosro Mahama sote so Mahama but kosro global effect but back from there President John Dramani Mahama. So these are some of the claims but in all no say the Boban say NPP their popularity is very down and they need to re-strategize and do something about it before 2028 yebeko akwakoto abenyes idea with what we are seeing on the graph I don't think the party has a bright future. Now, in other issues no, there is something beautiful happening in the Ashanti region of Ghana. I could see a whole lot of conversations on the internet among for kasa. Now, the Ashanti regional minister Frank, Dr. Frank abusia, he's really among for Bonabaso say he's really doing something great in the Ashanti region. And say there is a festival, Ashanti Street Festival. Ekoso ewa Asante Memo, you could see say most of the interchanges are ewa Asante Memo no some artwork near the Ekoso, but then this artwork are not done by professionals, they are done by students of the various senior high schools ewa honum. Now we have a video yebeko akwa share of some of the students na womo this art on the interchanges ahudua ewa Asante Memo. But there is a lot about this issue yebeka ho asem. These are some of the artwork. It is beautifully being done on the interchanges. What Asante Memo and Dr. Frank Amwakohene Wajene Samba Honoma man for Bonabaso say it is quite impressive. Say waiting me agada addition for kumas dollars without evidence and all the artwork no. Also, even after she clarified the situation, many gullible people chose to believe the earlier misinformation. Now, seeing similar claims being repeated by the immature TikTok minister balls me up to the core. Enti wachema and some way koso no jankroma babontin be cheche mu se asem na ebeto odwa na nya sanete so Ghana fo binum de asem de ebete ne kane no eno ene agidi na yesom enti se ba ne sa no na Ghana fo asom se o akwaji contract no de so jankroma kra sebe wono a ne koye na nkofo boaboa no no nya skana wo mo ede sa artwork so ene eno abi na Dr. Frank Amwakohene now there've been another reaction from another NPP communicator on X also Opushima the New Patriotic Party General Buhari. Osinado's daughter was the first individual since 1957 to thought of using art to beautify our cities, interchanges, and not just a free 1957 Ghana ye gain independence. Will be anyone sebe watna si adwene ho se was the art beautify the interchanges ahodo war Ghana hanum say jankroma pe any nipa nyankopon de sa anyansa ne man when is anim die man na wo be. She did this at no cost to the Ghanaian taxpayer. She did her own fundraising and got partners to support her achieve this goal. Into a chema, no, and I say artwork a course, as you can see some under the post, no, one jiskebia, one ye one taxpayer, one je contract, if you are buying one or there, or no one a cocoa concrophone and coffo boa no timmy day. Sadly, Ghanaians didn't praise her but went on to insult her for simply beautifying Accra at no cost to the state. International say no. I said the Ashanti Street Art Festival Dr. Frank Amwakohene Edebaye no akwako brim MPP fokro esan say wo mo di kan crash asese wo mo na che say wo mo president ana Ghana ye president ye former president ne baba jankroma sha asese wo ye bribi say no Ghana for yambo anje ne so yan support no yan hwe de enima ne se ye bu ni gum na ye ka nanim ni ade enso ende obi ye bi de ye bonsem e de amana sabre de MPP for chem say we enya ade foforo e hwehwani mu. In fact they even copied it from Jankroma ho ni nyina mu no other issues are sabre ekoso ana anu ada ye de ehu update eba ye efa fire oja prophet enipa bonifo bi a wo mo ekopie mu e wo na sori dem mu ekoto share ne so any ade a hu se ehu videos beto mbonten so no fire oja ba bonten be kire mu se enkofo ne mom na to share ne so, and also he is innocent and he has videos, and the fact that wo mo ba ye no kire mu se obeba they should go and omo share ne se chinchinachi e wo so oba out no obe kasa. I mean, oba no di omachi ni omoko na wi wo hene no eho ni ade. Ene there is another twist of the story. Efri the queen mother of Agbogbolosin na Okaicho Soyo eho eba. Wo trema no kra wa asem ni mu ne se fire oja ye to nsa frɛ no ɔkɔ no ɛna ɔde langats for ɛkɔɔyɛ ɔmokɔɔyɛ nso ɔmakɔbubu nkonnwa ne apono ɛwɔ nawe ne man ne ahemfie ɛhɔnom na ɔmoyɛ sɛ ɔmo sign invite ne bie mu no ɛna sɛ ɔmbra no no say o chire mu say na nkofo abo no na police report nyina ne hospital or hospital ni ade nyina ba be piepie mu tina che say o ka kosi say fire ojansem o de betu dwa no enye nokre na obusa say ya Asante hene a enkase be obetimi ebu na enimti ana nanso ye nkranfo hininti de ope ena ope se wo ye na say onfa obuo emma eye nkranfo hene now ensem we ya eye Agbogbolosi hema na Okaicho e de abetu dwa no ena amanfo woman ni din entimi mfiri enkofo ano esan say prophet bi ababonten abusia ababe she enkoma na say what the revelation bi anyame eyi a kire no ababetu dwa na ehu papa. In fact when I was listening na minti ewie but ye betie ne nsema a wo kan nyina ne say MPP amanyuko no wo mo hyebre wo mo nkrabia wo mo bibia ehye Samira Bawumia ensa, and it is for a reason edenti na prophet kasa nsem we ebusia ye bejebre na yenyin
amanyuko no beauty so no na mprempren oni dibre bia wa amanyuko ni kunu na wo dibre na mprempren ababawa no huhumu nsem wo boa ntu no so no man kura wo no ene de flag na bom finfi sei na no pese wo de kire me fi se me awurade mama di sem fa abebuom. Hallelujah. Deep na me yamu sheme sa amanyoko no emema beye ma mutumi kura baba wa bi ono no oye adwuma na oye adwumaden bi ni biribibi nti ni hunipa binti na opa mo nkobisa difo efre awurade nyina se awurade afa odifo apostle na na kwaten amanfo so ama di sem bi sei na senate na nkanye bonen se obi binti obi asori se oba ejina ede ama ne biribi enam dibre ne tumi bi openti kaye papa na enso he na onam eni asem no he na onenam eni asem no na sama nyoko na America no wo ye bema pa kodi aduro sensesei opa ko eden sesei na ne biribi binti no yesa ne biribi ni de o ye weak ono de o ye weak kura me hwe ade no o ye weak ne yire ne pagya ade no o hwe ade kro na ogina ho a o hwe na ho oden ni amanyoko no ma ho oden nyina kura ababa no America na sem no na ho kronkron yi kirefo yi kire me no wanka se me moden na yenim se ye intercessory de mo man no na ye intercessory de fa ba bibia na awurade yi kire yen ne yaka de ohia adwen sakra no wa sacrifice awurade bokoko de onso hia wogie no na wa ye na awurade afa so age no. I decrease for God to increase. I decrease for God to increase. Enyame na masoma me ho onyankopon na asoma ya mo man me say onipa so wo wild snake wa tintin waso ne mene ha o so ne mene ha oni ahodin bieu no apagya ne say na flag no bo wo no mfimfe na oba ne gina Ghana wiem onsere na hu na nima no an kesenkete bisa onsere ena nipa kro binti a wo ye sa man ekoma no gina ne nche na ohwe ade no onde wa ye osunsun mu oba oni ahodin ba kumpo na hoden no wo oba no ho No one wako kura sama nyoko ni aban no mu say. They're very dangerous.
Abusia prophet Nana Kwatin na chese yeti nsema wode yetu dwade na chese sese de MPP amanyokuo no Samira Bawomia ene yede awowo ekura no ne yede MPP flag no abom finfini ti se belly belt no ene wokura na chese party no ne shebre ne nkrabia mrante ewo mu nyina no wo mu nyina ba Samira Bawomia ene eba be determine the fate of the party as I bring there. Also for this and same way to but the Bimuche said this is the reason why Kennedy Japan was going after prophets like this because Usha and some work it literally doesn't add up to them. And no moon say and no nana can person ka obubu a prophet for be say or my prayer because they don't believe in some of these things that this man
Four armed robberies in various storage facilities before eventually moving them to an auto body shop. A critical development came when investigators located an auto body shop in Toronto where stolen vehicles were being prepared for overseas export. Police later determined that vehicles were being shipped in storage containers to Ghana. The Canada Border Services Agency was notified and managed to locate several vehicles.
We've greatly increased our capacity to identify containers of concern and to pull those off. So yes, the X-ray machines are significant. We work closely with the RCMP as well, who have handheld devices to do a lot of those scans as well.
8 vehicles were recovered as part of the investigation with a value of around 800.
Saying cars near the omo hijacking for cars no more shipping near there and per the details are here gadano cars are now this time around no nan komunsa so more shipping pano Mercedes Benz or more brands of cars no and ankofo eni abre omo de almost shipping just a shipping is almost shipping no they were bringing it to Ghana. That is how come Ghana ye hu abebomu. And 6 of the 2 suspects ni yeche omo ewo Toronto Pearson International Airport. Abrana womo yo imagine so mu dwane e de free eye Canada kro no so aba be pie mu ewo Ghana e na police foi. Ensa so omo mu a eye 800,000 cars ano mu ye keka bomu a womo eje. Now suspect no eye Reina Fernando 37 ono free eye Toronto eye Stephen Wilson ono free Mount Forest 36 years and a Matthew Hames 21 years Listwell and a Brandley Wilson and also Efrey Brampton 38 years and a Steve Giselle Lopez 22 Toronto and a Samson Igbason 20 years Toronto and two times say sanko for we mu no idea omotaye like it's something they usually do this time around you say sometimes udwane nyame a we hye na se ubetimi aye de obeye ubedwane every day for the thief man, one day for the master. As I break the airport wa na yachi omo as I break the fate right now from the look of things in the town no Canada aban womo immigration for enomonsa aso omumu a embrano ebeteki due course with them on this particular issue. Well, we are still monitoring and this is confirming say most of the vehicles are ebaga na hanum say a amount for eto na nie ye twimu spedede no ebi stolen vehicles from other countries and ababe piemu ha ewom say accident cars dey eto but stolen vehicles and so ekeka ho bi endei emunsem ni bi aba sana nka Ghana ena ebe nko bi bekwa akoto ye bewie ni aka extradition ni ade na be a whole lot of issues ewo Ghana krodue mu hanom ese. Now in other issues there's been a World Cup 2026 fundraising launch akoso ewo Ghana hanum say na jumedie na se no na ede the 2 strongest mechanism music artists with followers and a very solid fan base ekopiemu ewo ase ye Stonebwoy ene Shatta Wale na jumedie na se no something quite interesting esi wo honoma amanfo chem say we there intensi enye regular. In fact senka enye the president John Dramani Mahama we don't think something like this could have ever happened in the history of Ghana. In Tiamafo Chima, which say John Dramani Mahama is really following the footsteps of his former predecessor, the late John Evans Hatamils, Ame me pasumje in the social distance between Shatawale and a Stone Boy. But this time around, they were made to hack. Abeye mekane say historic in the entertainment history of Ghana. Yenko na yenko she video nimbra yeba yebeto aso.
On stage, and is this not beautiful? All right. It's as if we missed the handshake. Should we try it one more time? One more time, Mr. President, I need your permission. If you say yes, I'll go ahead. If not, should they, they should hug. Mr. President says that Stoneboy and Shatawale should hug on stage at this point. Is it possible? This is a request from Mr. President. So you can look at him. I'm not the one asking for it. But Mr. President says that we should have Stoneboy. Ladies and gentlemen, and there you have it. This is so beautiful.
If president say hug, you don't hug, you want him to jail us.
So it's because you don't want to be jailed. Oh, I see. Okay.
Obey power.
Obey power. Okay. Obey before complain, right? Exactly. But that's very beautiful, and I think that this is only possible with football and music as well. Please.
The 2026 fundraising World Cup 2026 fundraising launch in ASR, and one same way we could see Shatawale being so demure and composed. Now, so Stoneboy there, wow, here. Now just say he was just bringing himself up. Any idea? Amafuchim said this is a good sign. But then there are a lot of things coming up after this hug that you wouldn't want to miss. And as part of the fundraising, like the event name suggests, Shatawale wachemwa na chese wono de ne support obetimi de asupporte jumedie no $100,000 and no crano the support and I said the financial supporter or rending amount for the competition. They say Shatawale and Stoneboy are not only competing with regards to music, even financially, business wise, they are competing because Yechema Shatta ama $100,000 and Stoneboy in Swama a certain amount that will be disclosed sooner or later. But yentie the speech Shatawale Maye during the supporter na orenda to the African Cup raising launch.
His Excellency, I just want to say from my team to also to the Black Stars and the whole of the organization, we are donating $100,000 for them to as well. So, from my Hot Wave team, on behalf of Ghana, Saeed, Asharaf, Nana, who's right here with me, with my, team around me, I'll just say this is what I can also do to support the Black Stars, and this is what we are doing. So, if you want to also donate, please start donating because we need more money for the Black Stars. Thank you very much.
Continues. KHJSMNFG. SMO. So, if your number is 024100 ###, come and ring. You have won. And I guess that's all. Take the second draw. So, Beam Nation won the very first one. Remember, you have mine.
the winning code edema the games are na koso no na chese code ni mu no na SM kopie mu a chese ohe we say the okan SM no with Niger Ghana for James. This is a hailing to the SM community, and Stoneboy Nankasa waje atum say SM all the way. SM woho and I say penny Eddie Penia, he can't do anything about it, and there is no doubt and there is no two ways about it. Say SM will always be at the top, and Stoneboy should just understand now back and forth healthy competition yeah the so that is how the conversation went on and on at the 2026 fundraising World Cup fundraising launch. The President John Dramani Mahama and this interesting event unfolded, and people are saying that it is beautiful. I mean, that people were tagging the best video of the day near their day. Despite all this, some were talking about Shatawale and Stoneboy almost dressing. Stoneboy was looking demure, composed, and Shatawale they be say street na and also the onye no one sasa. This was coming from Bongo Ideas. But at the end of the day, it was a very beautiful day. Abasubodi and Koma and Kofo. Now let's move on to Ensem Fofro Eso.
I want to say that one of the issues everybody to be as a free we want for a baby or someone or a day can buy one am this is a Christmas or say a papa and do a coupon accept every I'm a person I want you to hear my name assist any baby anymore. As I'm 24, I want you to make this one last year. It's the year 2026, no ever so. What for a lady anymore, and so what for Moses anymore. I want you to say that Muni and my way for a big time or a film and fashion and performing and now. There was also a kind of say, a daughter empire or a 7 days with Christ on Namia. Our panel, ever so, you know, fire more energy. Sarah, if you are not retire, so, no so, ever so, 7 years. We are more.
Ira Musa Dakwa womo eden sembi ababe tuja about NPP omuchima say ye ko the grounds the grassroots and kasa NPP for womo support eswati to 25% as NDC. So as you can see, say NPP support declines to 25% as NDC gains ground in latest tracking poll, Global Info Analytics. Not just so say pa yeah the MPP see ho na yeah the NDC see one no man. Not just say MPP for say or man who they ne swati say who appliance be a name hanum say, and as we can see, NDC for any mom and homogeny grounds. Now both parties are doing registration. NDC for register new members, MPP for so register new members, and Osha not just say based on the people that are joining the NDC. Maybe with their members who hold the party ni ho. I mean, it has brought a whole lot of conversation. Global Info Analytics for Chima, some research now. They are out with the research data any idea, but they find someone Musa Dakwa the etu jantu screens so Emma or say breaking news. Ongoing face-to-face tracking poll for March 2026 shows NPP continues to decline in party affiliation. It's not just say any padodwa womodi omoho ebo MPP neswati by 25% compared to the NDC. Now, because say, how did he know? Into your say, prior to the 2024 elections, MPP was 37% and NDC was 33%. Into before I bet to buy in the year 2024, no, now NPP NAM 37 and NDC NAM 33 in percentage wise. Currently, only 5% of the voters openly associate themselves with NPP. Enti sa nipa 37 no eswate ama say uko MPP mu a nipa be 25% pe ena timi di omo nsasi omobo eka say oh me MPP ni What you say now? Also compared to 46% for the NDC. Now say NDC for the ne ebia beka ho from the 33 to the 46. Nipa be 46% ntimika say hwe me NDC ni ma ban ne wo so ye besa aba so ne ade. Or say the situation is even worse in the swing regions. Greater Accra region, Central and Western, where only 22% say they are NPP compared to 58 for the NDC. Into omu chema akopie mu en kran mfimfini mantel mu ene the Western region MPP for omutimika say oh the MPP for mu ye be 22% pe out of the 100% no ene mu 58 ema NDC so be realize say has a lower turnout for party affiliations. Now there is another ethnic group in Ghana increased from 34% in December 2025 to 41%. Into omujema we share kasa hodre wo Ghana ha akan for ne dos ye ka akan na ka fanti Ashanti twie kwapim twie ade ama NDC for ebenya ahoden pan floating voters omo nse da endom party bia no omo na asese omo nyina de omo vote akwa NDC for no e na afen so omo mpese omo be kire se me MPP ni me NDC me United Party for no omo e no nso omo hwa omo ahoden kese akoka wan ma NDC for no say they are shooting up gradually. Now let's put this graph on the screens for you based on the party affiliation for Akan into from December 2025 afie twemu no busumi twato edeba busumi ayewo mu 2026 no NDC December no na omoye 34%. Now up to March we no with Akan like the Akan ethnic group no as at December NDC was winning just 34% of the Akans. Now as at March we no NDC is winning 41% of the Akans. Now MPP as at December they were winning 30% of the Akans. Now a SWAT kura about 29%, which is very sad on the side of the New Patriotic Party. Amanfo James say the kwata by 2028 na party no egu, because looking at the analysis a free kind of saying Musa Dakwa and then for hoba. I mean people that make predictions and analysis for elections and we see them reflecting it there. Say yen say MPP for so mpese by na party negu 2028 na party negu there, and they should start using this chart and graph to work on one more party no to be